Okay. Okay.
6th of March, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora. Sorry I missed the previous class.
We'll forgive you.
Who said so?
Roy, you're a cruel landlord.
Okay, so welcome to Phil.
Oh, okay, finally. I couldn't go before. It wasn't letting me unmute. Now I can.
Right.
We started a new case over here, Amar of Sheshis, that Kofer B'Pikadon, somebody who denies having received a deposited item for him to guard. And when the depositor asks for his item back, he denies having received it. Kofer B'Pikadon. And then the witnesses come, Rashi says, and they testified that he in fact does have the pikadon in his backyard. So Rashi says that from that point, from the time denial, even though he has not sworn to his denial, the Torah regards him as now no longer, he doesn't have the status of a shomer who's potter on Geneva Veda and all the more so on Onsim, but now he has a status of a Gazlan who is chayev for Onsim. So if anything happens to the item at that point, after he has been deemed a Gazlan, so he's going to be liable for that loss. Whereas if he would still have had the status of a shomer, he would not be responsible for an onus. Okay, so that's far, and now we're going to go to Vatana Tuna. And Vatana Tuna, the first word on the line is be'onsin. It is one line down from the word, the first word in the page on the line dummy with a period after it.
105 B4, left-hand column. From the top, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8 lines down from the top. Artana taught.
Okay. And we go to Alan to read for us, please.
B4, right?
105 B4, left-hand column, 8 lines down from the top.
Which column?
Left-hand column, 8 lines down from the top.
In the middle of the line.
Vatana Tunua?
Yeah.
And our Tana taught this law in the following brisa. The Torah states, if a person will sin regarding deposit and denies it, he shall return it, etc. Lamadanu Onesh, we have thus learned the punishment that is imposed on one who denies having custody of his fellow's deposit. He is liable either for unavoidable mishaps.
Can
What?
you,
Open it a little bit?
Yeah, if you open a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it, that's it. Fine, thank you.
I finished.
All
Time
right.
is not coming. He asked me to get the payment for.
Okay, we might be going out, first. So,
From
Well-
where derive the spiritual warning against the sin. Lo to Talmud. So the Torah therefore states, you shall not deny falsely. May lo ness mammon now is the Bryson not referring to the punishment for the denial itself, even when it is not accompanied by a false oath? That says, or rejects this interpretation.
Okay, so Tanatuna, we have Rashi's over here, but Kichesh Bo, Lamadnu Laonish, first line in Rashi, first wide line in Rashi.
If he denies it, we learn about the punishment. Dixiv is written by later on. Hashiv et Hagazela. He has to return the item that was sold, the stolen item. We see comma at first lay reshut it's in his possession mishat from that time. And he denied it ad the avid hashava until he does the return the zehu on show, and that is his punishment.
Okay, so Rashi is referring to, he says, Siv Basrei, it's written after that, meaning after this pasuk that the Brisa is quoting. It says, V'kichesh. So we need to take a look at a Gemora, and rather not a Gemora, we need to look in a Vayikra and take a look where this pasuk is that Rashi is referring to over here. This is Vayikra Perek Hey. I'm gonna go get a Vayikra.
The Torah or has it on the side if that's the only one pasuk we're talking about.
Does it have both psukim?
Only one. It has a second one from Vayikra at a different place. There's
Yeah,
two
no,
Vayikra.
that's not the one that I want to look up the pasuk that it says V'heshif es Agzela, because if I remember correctly, that Heshif es Agzela is going on the person who was an actual Goslin. So I'm not sure what Rashi's quoting this pasuk for here.
Like make him sneeze, you know? I mean, also, yeah. But they said, but look at her, she's not. Why don't you get her skirt? She.
Okay. Okay, our pasuk is Kichesh Bo. Hey Chaf Beis. Okay, so the parsha starts on pasuk Chaf, and
I wanna redo it over here. Here, please. Put it on this chair. I'll fix it up.
oh, yeah. So the pasuk already Obegozel explains, at least here in Chumash, that's referring to an actual act of gezel, to go in and to go and take the article against the will of the owner. Shegazel miyado, he stole it from his hand. Klum, something. Yeah, the Sifsei Chachamim points out that Rashi's whole emphasis over here is saying that that this part of the pasuk is talking about actual gezel. It did not come into his hand in a permissible fashion, unlike the case where he was a custodian and was placed. The owner willingly gave it to him to watch, and only thereafter he denied receiving it. Kichesh, he denied it. Kichesh bamiso. Okay, so he swore falsely. And then it says, so that looks like the pasuk that Rashi is referring to. Asher gozal. Oh, esa oshik, asher ashak. Oh, esa pikadin, asher hafkad. So if you look at this pasuk Chaf Gimel carefully, it seems to me that the pasuk is distinguishing between the various cases that we have mentioned. In other words, we had a one case was a case where he was given it as a deposit and he denied it. And another case was that he stole it outright from the hand of the owner. And now the pasuk is saying he should return that which he stole, or that which he, or the pekadon that was entrusted to him. So it seems as though the pasuk is distinguishing between these cases. In other words, the pasuk says "Hey shives agzela." That part of the pasuk is referring to the case, I would think, that he did actual gezel. He has to return that which he stole. And the pasuk says "Asher gozal." Oh no, but Rashi is right, and I am wrong, because Rashi is reading the pasuk like this: "Hey shives agzela." Is talking about all these cases, including the case that he originally got as a deposit and then denied it. On all of the cases, this pasuk Chav Gimel is saying, "Hey shives agzela asher goza." Hey shives agzela, he should return the stolen item, either the one asher gozel that he stole outright, oh esa oshik asher oshak, oh esa pikadon asher hofkad. So this that it says, oh esa pikadon asher hofkad, is going back on this that it says veheshif esa gzela. In other words, you should either so that he stole outright, or the gezel that we're calling it gezel, that it was deposited to him, and he thereafter denied it. So that's the way Rashi is reading the pasuk. But the words goes also on the one that actually received the item as a deposit in a permissible fashion, and he only thereafter denied having received it. Okay. Once again, Rashi. That's what Rashi means over here. So the Gemara says the kichesh bo lemadnu leonish. So it's a bit not so fully explained in the Gemara. This part of the parsha where he denied the deposits, the Gemara says lemadnu leonish. We have learned in this parsha what his onish is. Rashi says, where did we learn that? The Gemara didn't tell us. The Rashi fills us in. We learned it because it's written after the pasuk that he denied having received it. It says afterwards, it says, Veheshif es agzela. And Rashi says, Alma. So we see from those words of the pasuk that Kama le bereshuse, Mishas v'kichesh, that the Torah puts it into the domain of the one that it was deposited to from the time that he denied having received it from this person. Ad the Ovid Hashava, until he does a return of the item, until he returns the item. The Zeu Onsho, and that is his onish. In other words, his onish is that from the moment that he denies it, the Torah puts it in his domain, such that what that means is that he's going to be chayiv for onsim. Okay, so the Gemara says, oh, we see from the pasuk, and Rashi filled this in how it is that we see in the pasuk, because the Gemara didn't tell us. We see that the pasuk gives us the onish for this guy who denied the having received it. But where is the azhara? Whenever there's an onish, whenever the Torah gives an onish, the Torah has to also tell us that there is a azhara, there is a warning that he shouldn't do that which he's going to get an onish for. Because he can't give the guy an onish if there's no warning to this guy not to do that which is going to give him an onish. So what the Gemara is asking here, where is the onish? I'm sorry. The Gemara is asking over here, where is the azhara? Where is the warning? Azhara minayan. It's Perik Yud Tes. It's Perik Yud Tes, chapter 19. Chapter 9. Pasuk Yud Aleph. Okay, so we go to Parshas Kedoshim.
Yeah, of course.
So it says this pasuk Lo signoivu, don't steal from I guess the ger and the ani that it said in the previous pasuk. V'lo tekachashu, lo sishakru ish b'amiso. Oh, so that's who it's referring to. Ish b'amiso, a man to a member of his nation. What should a man not do to a member of his nation? Lo signovu, don't steal from him. Lo sekachashu, don't deny. Lo seshakru, don't say a sheker. So lo tekachashu that it says over here. The Gemora says this is where we see a warning against a shomer who's been deposited an item. They should not deny the Torah. The Torah gives a negative commandment to not deny having received that deposit. So simply the fact that he has denied receiving this deposit, he has violated a negative commandment of the Torah. The Torah says lo sekachashu, do not deny. And it's referring over there, according to our Gemora, it's referring over there to a person who's been given a deposited item for safekeeping. Okay, now the Brisa continues. My love, la'onish mammon. So the Gemara says that now we're going back to this that it says v'heshiv es agzela, which the Gemara said before. I mean, the Gemara didn't say it actually. Rashi told us that that's what the Gemara means, I guess. So the Gemara says, my love, la'onish mammon.